Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's have a look. Let's get stuck into this. I want to say this. Something comes up very immediately. And, you know, if I get a specific message, I will relate to you, even though I try to read the energies of the readings. Whatever you're expecting to happen, it feels like there's something to let go of. There's something that is required of you to do before it can come in. And you know that. You kind of know that. But you feel kind of held back in this area. And you're thinking, well, if it happens, if it comes through, then I'll go and do it. I think it's going to be the opposite way around. I think if you do this thing first, then your expectations are valid and, you know, warranted for what comes in. But if you're waiting to see, well, I wonder if that comes in and then I'll do X, Y, and Z, or then I'll show my hand, right? Or whatever it might be. No, it's the other way around. Now, the reason I say that, I'll tell you why I say that. I get why you're doing that, because you're afraid and you don't want to be vulnerable and you're afraid to get rejected. It's kind of slapping me in the face. I always, Pisces readings always happens. I like dot around and, you know, go around with the energies as I'm pulled to it. But it's kind of massive. And let's have a look. So the King of Wands is coming up. Confident, sexy, attractive, able to take, you know, whatever inspiration or creative urges the King of Wands has, he or she in this one, is going to go forward and go and act on it. I'm going to go create from this. This is the entrepreneur. This is the celebrity, the person in the spotlight, the one shining their light bright, the one that walks into a room and everyone sees it. Larger than life energy. Why are you hiding your light, Pisces? Why are you dimming your shine? Why am I saying that? Because we have the devil. Oh my God, there's very specific. This is what I mean, that so much seems to be coming through. The other person that this may be a message for is who is pretending to be more than they are. It's the opposite as well. Now, why do I say that? Because of the devil. The devil is what has power over us. What has power over us? It's a general reading. So obviously it can go both ways, right? But when the devil comes up with that King of Wands there, it's almost as if, you know, showing a certain version of yourself. But that's not you. It's not you, because you don't feel like you can do anything else. There's very much this playing a role, playing a part kind of energy coming in. Whether that's you putting on a shine that isn't yours or dimming your actual light. Either way, it works out to the same thing. Now, for others of you, that there's and usually the court card that comes up as the underlying energy, I will always read it as the person or the people in this case that I'm reading for, always. Except if this is an obsession with someone, and it's an obsession with the devil and the King of Wands, I get it. I get it. This person seems larger than life. This person feels so attractive. You know, whether it's a celebrity or whether it's almost like that celebrity status, whether it's a boss, because the King of Wands can be a boss, whether it's someone that you've had your eye on or whatever, but it's like something has to give now. Something has to give. It just has to, because it's become too much. Don't forget, the devil is the flip side of the Lover's card. So it might be something that started off as, oh, I like this. My heart likes this, you know, that kind of thing. But by not acting on it, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whatever that might be for you, it's now become an obsession. And that fire that you had, it's begun to consume you from within, when you could, as the King of Wands, or whether that person is the King of Wands, go for it and use that fire to create something in the external world. So this is kind of energy of being held back. Maybe you've wanted to do something and you just felt like you weren't able to do it. You weren't able to, I can't take action on this. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. I'm passionate. I'm inspired, but I can't go for it. Why? There's a number of reasons that come up. One is because in the past there was conflict around this person, situation, or something similar to this situation. You don't want to get into that fight again. You don't want to. This energy, when it comes up, especially around that, this is where we're walking on eggshells. This is where we might be a little bit codependent. We don't want to say it. We don't want to say it. You know, I'll give you an example. This might be where you've got the sale of your life, or the business deal of your life, or the career move of your life, or the relationship of your life. But the people around you are in really shitty situations. Like somebody could be battling addictions or, you know, something going on with them. So you hide it. You hide it because you don't want to make them feel like shit, because this is a person who reacts. But Pisces, seriously? Do you want to be walking on eggshells around someone like that? Remember, it's general, so it can go both ways. Maybe somebody feels like that around you, that, you know, they think, oh my God, Pisces is in such a shitty place in their life. They're not feeling that good about themselves. So I'm going to just keep it to myself. Like, you know, I'm not going to share this right now. Either way, it doesn't work. That doesn't work. Especially there's this energy of, I mean, because this was massive, whatever it was. Somebody saw somebody else as selfish. Somebody was ruthless, or, you know, it's a fight. With the Five of Swords, it's always a fight. I'm right. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prove that I am right. And I'm getting a conflict around that. So where does that leave us right now with this? It's a lot happening, even as we come into this. With the Three of Wands coming up here, this is very much that energy of, well, I'll just wait and see what happens. I'll wait and see what the result is out of this. And then I will see what I will do. Then I'll put some more action into this. Then I'll know what I'm working with here. I don't know if that's going to work, but I'll get a clarifier for that in just a moment. But either way, with the Devil coming up here, which is asking you, well, what's got power over you? Why can't you go and do this? And it's okay. Whatever your reason is, it's okay. I understand. This is that, there's very much that once bitten, twice shy kind of energy. Or, you know, even if it's around a relationship or a work situation or something, it's not totally bad. Like, you know, the Devil is that too good to leave, too bad to stay kind of energy. Like, there's this very, I don't know what to do. So some of you are praying for a miracle. Some of you are saying, I just want to see how this plays out, and then I'll make my decision on what I want to do. That's the core. I mean, when you get the Moon, that's Pisces energy anyway, and you get the Eight of Swords, the path ahead isn't clear. That's what it is. And it's kind of similar to what Aquarius got. It's almost that, am I going to be out on a limb on my own? Am I going to have to take all the responsibility myself? Am I the only one that's going to have to do this? Because maybe you did try in the past to get help or to work with other people, with a person, but it ended up in a fight or disagreements or, you know, conflict of some kind. This is amazing though. Like, I know it doesn't feel it. I absolutely understand that, you know, nobody wants that. I don't like the Five of Swords energy myself. It's necessary. It's a blow to the ego though, usually. I see it as very similar to the Tower energy. It's shocking. What? It's that thing of, how the hell could someone do that? Like, we don't understand. It's so ruthless. But the Five of Swords costs us something. Even that person who went and did that, they didn't have a victory. And we got 2 5s here. But with that King of Wands coming up and that the Devil, the King of Wands has the power to overcome that Devil. Like, please trust that. Please trust that. And the thing with the King of Wands is that, you know, that's how he's not concerned with long term. He's not concerned with long term. Why? Not because he's foolish. You know, he's a king. He's not foolish. He has knowledge, he has mastery over wands. Because he knows at every turn, I can decide to change what I'm doing. I can get new inspiration. I can create something new. I can change directions. Like, he understands that as fire. He's all about keeping moving, going, you know, doing something. And this has got to be frustrating. It's got to be frustrating where, and if you're starting off the month like that, don't worry, it's going to change. When you get this energy, which is, I've got all this fire and passion and I'm ready to go and ready to do something, but I can't because of that relationship. I can't because the divorce hasn't gone through. I can't because I need this job. I can't because I don't have the money to do that. I can't because that person's too good looking. I can't because whatever. That is telling me all those I can't because. But we're looking externally here, right? And please own it that, you know, a lot of this that I can't because is because of this shit. Whatever that shit show was, and it was a shit show. Whenever the Five of Swords comes up like that in the past as the foundation, it has gotten to that really nasty level before. And nobody wants that. I get it. And I get that you're trying to play it safe this time. But I don't think you understand. I don't think you trust your own fire or how much passion there is within you or how much you could actually do here. Trust me, you can. I know it feels like that you can't. They're bound. The lovers are bound here. The Eight of Swords person is blindfolded and bound. in the moon card, which came up as the clarifier for that 3 of Wands, it's, I mean, they cancel each other out. They cancel each other out. Because the 3 of Wands person is saying, oh, I'm waiting for my ships to come in, you know, this, but those expectations must be based on the action that has been taken. And the action that has been taken is not as much as could have been taken. I'm just going to say it straight up. Either by you, either by someone else. This is not solo. I reckon because the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, they're very social beings. They're very rarely found by themselves. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, yeah, I can imagine there's something they're doing by themselves. But the Wands people, it's a much more social energy. But why do these two cancel each other out? Because that person is looking at saying, oh, I wonder, I'll wait for this to come up. The moon comes in and says, you're not going to see what's coming up ahead. I'm sorry. I'll give you an example. What this is if, especially if you've been trying, a lot of manifestation stuff's been coming up. If you're at A, and I give this example a lot, if you're at A and you want to get to B, and remember I say readings are like Google Maps. So you say, all right, how do I get from A to B? It'll show you the path. Now, what this person is doing is, right, let me see if B is moving any closer to me. It doesn't work like that. If you set a destination, I'm in London and I want to go to bloody, I don't know. I want to go to Paris, right? I can look on a map and say, all right, London is here, Paris is here. Ooh, let me wait and see if Paris comes any closer to me. And it's like, no, you have to go there. And it's even worse than that. I get it. I understand where these fears are coming from. You're an intuitive sign. I get it. I understand it. With the moon coming up here, it's if you're going from London to Paris, the whole path, the whole way is in shadow. You see bits and pieces. You kind of know roughly the direction of how to get there. I don't know why I'm going like that, because it's more like that. But, how to get there. But this is saying, well, can you walk that path in faith? How bad do you want this? And it's not even one. It's how much energy and action are you willing to put into this? And your big breakthrough, December, is going to be is to cut those chains of whatever this devil is in your life. Addictions or temptation. I mean, it's not easy to see. I will tell you that. With the devil, it's never that easy to see. When everyone's always like, oh, I don't like the devil card. We love the devil. We love that devil energy in our lives. That's why it's, I would say the devil comes with a smile on his face. Why is that? Because it's where we haven't gone, with the lovers card. So why do we say the devil and the lovers are the flip side of the same coin? Because number 6 is the lovers. And that's a head or heart decision, but it's the illusion of a choice. The heart has already picked. What you love is already yours because your heart wants it. Now, the devil is also an illusion. It is the illusion that you are stuck. Because ultimately, the advice of the devil card is the only chains that hold you back are the ones that you allow to hold you back. So many ways that's coming up. For some of you, it's because maybe you were seen as selfish in the past, or you saw someone else as being selfish and you don't want to be that way. So to remain chained in this situation makes you appear to be this very friendly, confident King of Wands character. But you don't want to be here. You want to do something else with that energy. So it may be you want more passion in that relationship, or you want to go have more fun and be more sociable, or you want to go start a business, or you want to move up the ranks at work. And I know you're waiting for a sign. I get it. 3 of Wands, right? You're waiting for a sign. But what does the moon say? It's your card. Intuition. What does your intuition tell you? What's your gut feeling in this? Because with the moon, everything's in shadow. You can't trust what you see at this time. You can't trust what you see at this time. And so you can only trust what your intuition is telling you. Now, trust me on this. Some people are going to say, and I hear it all the time, my intuition is telling me that this is not the right time to do it. My intuition is telling me that's not the right person for me, right? Very rarely do I find intuition saying a hard no. That's usually our fear that does that. Especially in your reading, when you get the moon and the 8 of swords, that's fears and doubts. What your intuition will tell you is how to break those chains. Well, we need to leave that job, or we need to change this up, or we need to go have that conversation, or we need to go do this. That's what your intuition will tell you. That is how you know it's your intuition. And that's why it's frightening. It's not frightening to say no to something, right? That's not really that frightening. To say yes to a new direction. To say, right, it's dark from London to Paris, but I know my destiny's in Paris. I'm getting to Paris somehow. Don't know how I'm going to do it. One step at a time. I'll keep shining my light. And, you know, that's the amazing thing here. You are shining so bright at this time, King of Wands. That fire is within you. And it's that ability to go forward and make it happen. Because with that Three of Wands, right, it is about taking action. And even if we can't do anything right now, it's planning it. It's planning it. Make sure those, especially if there's darkness and shadow the whole way, make sure those high beams are working on the car, right? It's that kind of energy. You take care of what you can. The little things with that Eight of Swords, start tweaking and moving around what you can do. But the Eight of Swords, that is telling you, you can't do anything. But it's your fears and doubts that are saying that. Please trust that. Please trust that. Because your intuition is going to tell you how to put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, down that shadowy path. Your fears are going to say, oh my God, there's a shadow there. There could be a dog waiting to attack us. There could be someone with a knife waiting to attack us. There could be a ditch there. We could break our necks. That is your fear telling you that. That's not your intuition. Please trust that. Your intuition is going to make you feel 10 foot tall, ready to go forward into that darkness. That is what makes you feel like a warrior. Your fear is what's going to stop you and say, you're not enough. You're not ready for this yet. And that's what that's doing. The I can't card. This is Carrie's mum. We always call it Carrie's mum, right? And have a look at her. She could struggle. She's not tied to anything. She could move forward. She's afraid to get hurt. On the one hand, I get it, you know, that if it hits you as that, like, Jay, you don't get it. I understand that. I understand that feeling because there's a very stuck energy around that Devil and the Eight of Swords. On the one hand, it's calling you out on, you know, how much you're doing or the passion and the power that you have. But on the other hand, it's also reminding you of your intuitive skills, of how much fire and light and energy and action that you can actually bring to this. Wherever it's I can't, like, you know, and finish the sentence. That will tell you what those 8 swords are. I can't do it because too young, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm not trained enough, I might lose, you know, whatever it is. Then take care of that. Then, you know, if you can't make big moves, I was going to say boobs. If you can't make big moves right now, make small ones. Do something small. Jiggle those chains at least. Don't just accept that.